Hello everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. Welcome to our webinar, Hands-on Training Mastering Lead Gen with Clodura. My name is Abhishek and I will be the panelist here and assisting our host Kapil for the session today. By the way, before we go ahead, I just have a quick announcement to make. We have an exciting surprise at the end of this webinar day. Participants who are attending this webinar will get a coupon code of 50% discount on our subscription plans, which will be valid only for 1 day. So moving ahead, let me quickly just introduce Kapil. Kapil was handling sales for one of the top ISV preferred product engineering services company. And he also has helped several others in the similar domain. Kapil, being in sales for more than 20 years now, has seen teams using inefficient and time-consuming processes, which waste a lot of time and budget finding leads. And also, sales team can end up doing the entire process manually or using multiple tools, which actually made him realize how disheartening this entire process of sales is. And that is what gave birth to the idea of simplifying this entire process for sales folks by developing Clodura. We are thrilled here today to have all of you join this webinar, and I'm very happy to tell you that we have participants joining from 15 different countries. We had initially 100 seats available, and I'm very excited to tell you that it is a full house today. Our goal for this webinar today is to give you a quick training to master lead gen with Clodura. We are going to have a quick 30 seconds poll to understand what do you want to achieve from this webinar so that everyone will have learned something new today. Please, all of you, give your votes in the poll here that what you want to achieve from this webinar, and then we can move ahead. I hope everybody has voted in the poll there. So moving ahead, Kapil will be sharing today his experience, his expertise and knowledge with us. He will also guide us throughout the platform's features and will also show us how to use them to gather valuable insights. In this webinar, we will learn how to build custom lead list, prioritize them, and identify buying signals also. And all this while maximizing your ROI. And during the webinar, we encourage all of you to engage with the speaker and other participants by asking questions and share your thoughts. We will definitely try to answer as many questions as possible during the Q&A session towards the end of the webinar. So without further any ado, let's get started and hear from our amazing speaker.
Thanks, Abhishek, for a wonderful introduction. I think it's our pleasure to have a full house today. Great to have all of you here. Good morning and good evening to everyone. So today, basically, what we wanted to cover was how you can use Clodura to actually generate leads much faster, much easier, and of course, much cheaper. We're going to cover a specific use case to find out how you can search the contacts. We're going to see how you can use the extension. We're going to see how you can search data on websites as well. We're also going to see how you can quickly create a cadence and start reaching out to those prospects. So we're going to cover all of this in the session today. This is typically going to be about 30 to 45-minute session, but we will try to do it as fast as we can. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask those during the session as well, and we will take it up at the end for sure. Moving on, the first point that we want to cover quickly is what is Clodura, what it does, and who does it really help. So Clodura basically is a lead gen automation platform. It actually gives you three things very categorically. We give you data. So data basically means all the B2B data which actually has, we have about 250 odd million, 260 million now contacts with their emails, phone numbers, their sales intent, their company profiles, org charts for about 18 million companies. So all of that is a part of the data, which you can search using various filters, which typically even are not available even on Sales Navigator and the biggest of the tools like ZoomInfo. So we're going to show you all that as well. We also have sales intent. This is the most crucial part of the platform. The automation and everything is absolutely great, but the real value add will happen with the sales intent, which will actually help you identify contacts that actually, or companies that actually need your services today. So you can use those sales intent features to figure out companies, figure out the 5% companies in the entire universe which actually need you right now. So instead of knocking on every single door, you can directly reach out to them. And the last part that we have is an outreach engine embedded inside the platform. So we wanted to also emphasize on different kinds of email outreach engines. If you want to do a cold outreach engine, cold outreach, then you cannot typically use a mass mailing tool, right? HubSpot, MailChimp, and all of that, because they actually need you to have a double opt-in taken. Plus, because they do a mass mailing campaign, you get much lesser open rates. So we have designed an engine which is actually designed for cold outreach, which actually helps you run cold campaigns and gets you much higher open rates. So our typical open rates are about 40% plus. So you'll get much better results using that. So I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that as well. Clodura will typically replace a lot of tools that you may have seen. One of them definitely is Sales Navigator. So if you have Sales Navigator access today, I'm going to show you how you can use Sales Navigator with Clodura, but you can technically go and replace Sales Navigator with Clodura as well, because you do not really need to have a plain blind search on Sales Navigator. It will also replace ZoomInfo or any other essential tools that you have for database, any scrapers that you have for database, because Clodura will give you much better data. It will also tell you give you validated data, and it will also help you find out using multiple filters. So you will typically not need anything else to do that as well. We also have email verifier inbuilt. So we have already about 6,000 servers that are embedded inside the platform for doing real-time email verification. So any email that you get from Clodura, you absolutely do not have to go and validate it from anywhere outside. I will show you how you can do that if you still want to do it, but you technically don't have to do that because it will actually give you validated emails inside the platform itself. You can, of course, replace any other extensions that you may have for getting phone numbers or email IDs like Lucia and the multiple scrapers. So you don't really need that as well. And you also, of course, don't need any other email campaign engine. So you can run the campaigns from Clodura itself, and you do not need to have any third-party engine. So essentially, Clodura is a sales OS platform, which will do right from helping you find the contacts and helping you reaching out to them. So the entire 9 years of your lead gen process can be done very easily in Clodura itself. What data can you find in Clodura? Now we're going to cover this in two parts: what data you can find and what data you cannot find. So we get these questions a lot from our customers, and hence I'm just covering this in 2 minutes. Any B2B data you can find in Clodura typically. Okay, so any B2B data, which is a company specific data, the contact specific data, you can definitely find in Clodura. Having a caveat of having a social profile. So they have to have a social profile somewhere so that engine can pick it up. For example, they have to have a social profile on, let's say, LinkedIn or any other website or social media site. Then the system will automatically pick it up and you can see it in the system. We have almost the whole world included. So there is no limitation. It's not only US centric. It's not only India centric. You have all the countries in the world almost included, barring two, which I'm going to cover in the next slide. So what data do we not have? Okay, we don't have local business data. We don't have the local plumbers and electricians, who don't have any social profile. So if you don't have a social profile anywhere, Clodura will probably not have data for that as well. So we don't have that kind of information available in the platform. Plus, we do not have non-English speaking countries. So China and Japan, especially. So China and Japan, we have very less data on that. But apart from that, almost every single country, you will find a lot of data in the system. what is your typical lead gen process? Okay. Now, this typical lead gen process is extremely complicated. You can either have a single tool or a single manual process doing the whole process, or you can have multiple tools doing this. So this is an extremely complicated process that typically we end up doing. So first, if you have to, let's say, take an example of you have to reach out to 100 companies from BFSI sector from US, and you want to reach out to them for pitching your services. So what is your first step? First step is, of course, going to LinkedIn Sales Navigator or maybe LinkedIn, plain LinkedIn, finding and making a list of companies that you want to reach out to. The second step is, of course, finding the contacts inside those companies. So you go and find out the contacts one by one and create an Excel sheet or whatever database you want out of those systems. Third is, of course, finding email IDs and phone numbers. So you then go to whatever database you have and then scrape those, mine those, and find out one by one those email IDs and phone numbers. You may find 60%, you may not find 40%, whatever it is. If you don't find 40%, you have to go back to step number 1 and do the whole process manually if you don't find it in your database subscription today. Once you find them, then you have to go and validate them. So they may have to have subscriptions for zero bounce, zero bounce, or email verifier. All of those basic subscriptions are available. So you can take those and then validate those. And then the last part is outreach. So this is an extremely complicated process where you are juggling between multiple tools, going from one tool to the other tool, going from step 4 to step 1 again and again. So this is an extremely complicated process, which also takes a lot of time. So typically, running a 100 people campaign, 100 company campaign takes anywhere between 4 to 5 days. And that entire process is completely automated in Clodura. And you can actually do this in 15 minutes. So your 5 days of work can actually be brought down to 15 minutes using Clodura as a platform. So that's exactly what I'm going to show you today. Before we move ahead, I just want to have a quick poll again, just to check on what kind of your lead gen process do you currently have. So if you can just quickly answer that, we will know exactly what level you guys are at and how we can help you move from there on. So are you using single tool, multiple tools? Are you doing everything manually? You can choose your answers and we'll publish the results at the end of the seminar as well. So this will actually help us understand, how it can help you better. Awesome. Fantastic. Now moving forward, the tools that you typically are using, as we have brightly covered in the last slide as well. For finding companies, you end up using LinkedIn and Sales Navigator or plain LinkedIn. Finding contacts, again, you use the same tools. Finding emails and phone numbers, you can use Zoom Info and Scraper. Finding email validation, you can use the verification engines that you have. And finding missing numbers, again, you can have Lucia or other things. Finding for sales intent, there is Bambora available, which is very expensive, of course. But if you have subscription, you can use that. And found for outreach, you have Salesloft Outreach or any other mass mailing tool. All of these are replaced by Clodura. And that's the reason why we are reiterating this. If you have Clodura, you do not need any of these. Okay, and that's exactly what I'm going to show you today. So let's jump on to the actual demo and see how we can do this. For this demo purpose, what we are basically doing is we've taken a sample. Before that, I just want to have one last poll just to understand what is actually your biggest pain point that you want to solve today. Is it finding the right contacts after using all the tools that you're using? Is it finding the value? Is it finding the data accuracy, sales intent, or anything else for that matter? So please choose your answer so that we can help you accordingly going forward as well. Great. I'm ending the poll now. Thank you. Good. So now for this demo session, what we've taken is we've taken a sample persona. We've taken a sample use case where I'm going to show you exactly how you can go and search. So what is a sample persona today? So basically, I'm a company which is doing mobile application and web development as a service. and I want to reach out to companies from US, let's say from banking and financial services industry, with size 50 to 5,000. And I want to pitch them my mobile application and web development service. My contact persona is head of IT and engineering. So this is my use case today. Okay, so let us go ahead and see how we can do this correctly. Okay, I hope you're able to see my screen now. So here, this is the Clodura plain vanilla search screen, wherein I am on the contacts tab right now. There are multiple search filters available here. I don't have time to go through every one of them right now, but I'll just quickly introduce you to them. You have, of course, you can search by contact name here. You can search by whether we have direct dial present for them or not right now. You can search by seniorities in functions, titles. You can search by contacts location. There are multiple company parameters that are very, very critical to your search, like industry, size, revenue, headquarter locations, even office locations. Nobody else has office location as a filter here. You can even search by if it's an ISV or a services or a solutions company. You can even search by technology parameters. What kind of products are they currently using? Are they using SAP? Are they using Oracle? Are they using any other specific products that you want? And you can even give us a list, by the way. So this is all customizable. If you don't find the product that you're looking for in this, you can directly let us know and we can add that for you as well. You can also search by intent. This is the most important filter. So you can search by various intents that are already available in this. You can also search by hiring areas. What areas are they right now looking to build a team in? Not single person, but a team. So if somebody is looking to build a mobile and web application development team, I can directly go and search here and reach out to him with a very, very specific categorized message for that. Then, of course, you can search by website tags, what keywords they have written there. You can search by funding and a lot of other filters. So let us take our use case today and move on. So our use case was I'm a web and mobile application development company, and I'm trying to reach out to banking sector companies, contacts. So here I'm going to take head, CXO, VP, and director that I wanted. In the functions department, I'm going to take IT, and I'm going to take engineering. Okay, very, very simple. I'm not taking any complicated examples in this. In the industry parameters, I'm going to take, let's say, banking and financial services as my industry. As in company size, I'm going to take anything above 500 to up to 5,000. This is my range. Okay, and now I'm going to search. Now, if you observe, I'm not taken any sales intent in this. Okay, that is purposeful right now because I would just want to show you what difference does a sales intent actually make in the entire search result. So now what is going to search is actually the entire list of universe that you are that is available to you, and that will actually give you the results. Which will show you how large the universe is, so that you can see the effect of reducing it with sales intent. Let me quickly refresh this. Yeah. So now if you see here, I have about 7,400 companies in my universe right now. And I also have about 50,000 contacts. So 54,000 contacts that are available to me for reach out to. Now, this is a good number. It's a pretty large number. But if you ask me as a sales guy, this is a useless number, because having a lot of numbers and contacts is no more a good thing for anyone. I cannot do any personalized messaging to these guys. I cannot reach out to them with a targeted message or a pitch. So I need to reduce this number. How do I reduce this? By putting a certain kind of priority in place. So if I can find out which of these companies actually have a requirement right now, then I can figure out how can I write a personalized message to people who actually need me right now, and then reach out to them accordingly. So here in the intent section, I'm going to select mobile applications and web development. Now, if you see by rule of thumb in sales, out of 100, about 5% companies typically have a requirement for you every month. Now, this number ideally should reduce to roughly about 5%, 10% accordingly, however it is available. But it should reduce your clutter of about 90% companies, so that which don't have a requirement today. That is the biggest value out of the platform. So if I now search here, if you see, this is about 11-12% data that I got. This is the biggest value out of the platform. Okay, more than anything else, searching the contacts and companies that actually need you is the biggest value add that I can bring. Now, just to show you how to unlock the contacts, let me just search only the unlock contacts here. Now here, you will see that all the contacts that you get here basically are already locked. So you can actually select them and unlock them so that it goes for a real-time verification. So as I said earlier, we actually have a real-time verification engine embedded inside the platform, which will allow you to validate every single email address in real time. So if you see here, these are all the contacts. I can select these contacts and I can unlock them. And if you see very carefully, at the time of unlocking, this is also going for verification. So every single email address which is getting verified, which is getting unlocked, is also getting verified in real time. So all the non-catch-all emails are getting verified in real time, and all the catch-all emails are verified by the backend data team as well. So constantly, you're getting a last mile verification advantage, which will ensure that every single email that you get here is actually going through. Okay, now here, if you look at it, we have all the emails coming in here. If you click on the company report on top, you will also see data on the company, what that company is currently doing, what sort of intents do they have. And I'm also going to show you the org chart piece of it. But this company information will tell you a lot of information about how deeply we can actually research a specific company. So you will see what the company is doing here, the revenue range. You will also see their pain points, their intent locations, what technologies are they currently using, what products are they currently using. So you will get a full list of products that they're currently using, locations at which they have offices on, intents. These are all the intents that they currently have. So these are the areas where they're actually looking to spend money today, as of today. So this is extremely crucial and important to understand. I can even click on this and see what technologies are they looking to invest in. So if I have a similar technology that I'm pitching for, I can directly go and write a very, very specific and targeted email and tell them how I can solve their problem. So this is a very, very crucial information. It also shows you all the sales triggers at the bottom, which will tell you what is happening with the company in real time, and also help you understand, if you can use any of those triggers and live examples to reach out to them with a very, very personalized message. So this report comes when you click on the name of the company here, and you also have an org chart. This is our biggest value proposition which we launched in the recent past. We are the only company in the entire world to have 18 million org charts ready. Okay, even ZoomInfo does not have that many available right now. So when you look at these org charts, you can actually figure out which kind of contacts do you want to reach out to, what kind of companies you want to reach out to, what functions do you want to reach out to. You can sort them out on that level. You can unlock their email IDs, you can unlock their phone numbers, you can get every data that you want here. And once you get the data, you can also go ahead and either write a quick mail to them. So I can directly go and write a personalized one-on-one quick email here, or I can also add them to my cadence. So whatever cadence I have already created, I can directly go and add them to the cadence. So both ways, it is extremely useful to find out this org chart. It will tell you how to reach out to those contacts and companies, how to mine those companies. If somebody is not responding, can you reach out to somebody who is reporting into, or a parallel guy, adjacent person. So all of these possibilities can be very, very well handled by the org chart feature. So please, I will highly urge you to go and explore this org chart feature and give us a feedback on what you feel about it. So once you have this org chart feature, you have all the data here. All basically you have to now do is select these contacts and add them into a cadence. Okay, these cadence are already pre-created. So I will also show you how to create a cadence. But all you have to do is select these contacts and add them into cadence, and you're done. Emails will start going as soon as you add it into cadence, as and how you set it up. Now, before we move on, I also wanted to show you how you can search contacts on Sales Navigator and LinkedIn. So here, if you look at it, I'm going to open LinkedIn here, and I'm going to go to Sales Navigator. You actually don't need Sales Navigator, as I've already mentioned. You still can do very well without it. But I'm still going to show it to you here, if in case any one of you is using it already. So I'm going to put the same filters here. But here you cannot search based on intent or anything for that matter. So this is very, very simple and plain search. In the functions part, I'm going to take engineering, for example. I'm going to take seniority as director, VP, and CXO. Okay. And I'm going to take industry. Yeah, I'm going to take industry here as, let's say, banking. Okay. Now, once you take this here, this is the extent of Sales Navigator. Okay. Now, whatever results I'm getting here, that is the end of it. I cannot do anything beyond this on Sales Navigator. The only thing I can do here is send 25 emails to these contacts, or maybe 15 emails based on whatever plan you have taken. But beyond that, I cannot do anything on Sales Navigator. So all it is telling me is these people are working in these companies and organizations, and beyond that, I really cannot do anything. If you have Clodura, you can actually use the extension here. If you see, this is the extension that I've opened. All the contacts from left side are also available on the right hand side here. I can select these contacts and I can unlock them. Once I unlock them, the same verification happens real time that happened inside the app. So it will actually go find out every company's email address, every contact's email address, and validate them one by actually pinging it in real time. So even if the contact has left the organization even 10 minutes before this webinar started, okay, and his email has stopped working, the system will catch it and it will tell you that this email is not getting validated, and hence please do not reach out to this contact. So all of this verification actually happens in real time. I can even go and search based on literally pages by pages. So I can even select 5 pages at a time and start mining the contacts the way I want. If you see, the emails have started coming here with verification. So you can start seeing the contacts here. All I can do is select these contacts and directly add them into Cadence as well. So from Sales Navigator to Cadence, the process that we saw earlier, which actually takes roughly about 7 steps and about 5 days, is a single step process in this. So I can select the contacts and I can directly push them in from Sales Navigator to a Cadence in one single click. That is the beauty of having an automation done on the LinkedIn Sales Navigator part. As I again said, you don't really need to have Sales Navigator here. You can even do this with free LinkedIn as well. So if I open my free LinkedIn now, here basically, I can go ahead and search for, let's say I'm looking for Abhishek. So if I go and open his profile, now any profile you open, you will see the same extension coming here, and it will show you the data. So if I just quickly refresh this. Sorry, one second. So this basically profile, yeah. So if you see here, the profile actually gets loaded. Along with the profile, you will also see company data coming at the bottom. So you will also see, what the company is doing, what requirements does the company have, what sort of, intents does a company currently have. So you will see all the data coming in here directly. So you don't need to have any specific account or anything else for that matter. I can just directly go here, click on the unlock function, and it will directly go and find me his email ID and phone number directly on the page itself. So this is extremely powerful to, go and mine any contact that you want. And it is extremely easy to do that as well. If I just open any specific company as well, for example, now I go ahead and open a company, let's say name Infosys. So if I just go and open Infosys's page, on the page itself, it will go and find out all the data that you want. So it will go and automatically check about that company here. It will show me all the data of the company. So you will see what the company is doing, what requirements do they currently have, what intents do they currently have, what sort of products that they're currently using. So you will see a full company profile coming in here automatically. And if I click on this contacts button, I will see all the contacts coming in here as well. So without even having Sales Navigator, I can directly search all the contacts of Infosys directly here. I can go ahead and search, for example, hey, show me all the VPs of Infosys. I can select them, add them, and directly in one click, one single click, I can add them into a campaign. It is that easy. So it is super powerful to use the extension to unlock whatever kind of data do you want, and it will automatically get whatever contacts you need and directly add them into a cadence. So with extension, you technically have access to over 600 million contacts directly available on LinkedIn. Okay, so we have about 250 million contacts in our system and 600 million from here. So you have essentially a lot of data access available to directly reach out to using the platform. If you have any questions, please put it in the Q&A session, guys. We will take them at the end for sure. Now moving on, once you have all the data here, the next thing is how do you set up a cadence? So in next 2 minutes, quickly, I'm going to set up a cadence and show you how you can do that. It's extremely easy to do it. So here, when you go, you can go ahead and create a cadence here. Once you create a cadence, give it some name that you want. So as I said, I'll give some mobile applications and web development cadence. And this cadence I'm going to be running from Monday to Friday. So now this is not a one-time cadence. This is a constantly running cadence. So you don't have to set up a new cadence every time you want to reach out to the same kind of a profile. So if I set it up from Monday to Friday, I can say my first email will go 10 minutes after I add a contact to it. My second email will go 3 days later. My third email will go 5 days later. And it will automatically calculate that time gap and schedule your emails accordingly. So if I go ahead and say, let's say my first email has to go 10 at 10:40 p.m. tonight and schedule this. Now, if you see, this is an empty cadence. There is no email here added and no contacts here. Both of it is actually empty. So here, if I go, I can go ahead and create a phase, first phase. And my first phase has to go, let's say, in 10 minutes after I add a contact. Okay, now this is where I select. I can type my subject line, I can add my email body, or I can select it from whatever template that I have already created. So I can add that here and save it. Once I have that, all I have to do is basically switch this on, and as soon as I add a contact after that, it will start sending emails in 10 minutes. Now, please see this portion here. This will show you when this email is going to go. So when I add a contact in 10 minutes time, the first email will go. Similarly, if I add a second phase and say 3 days later, it will send a second email 3 days after the first email is gone. So please keep an eye on this, whatever you've set up, so that you don't make a mistake in adding contacts. So whatever contacts I have now already unlocked, they're all already in my contacts section here. So I'm going to select these contacts and I'm going to add them into my cadence. So click on add to and directly select the cadence that you've just created and say add. That's it. That's all I have to do. Now, if I go back to this cadence here, I will see that the contacts are already added into this cadence. They're already added. If I click on emails, I will also see that they're also scheduled for tonight. So as soon as I turn the phase on, the email will start going. So this is extremely simple, right from adding contacts to running a cadence is in a very simple process. Technically, 100 people campaign that takes about 5 days, as we spoke earlier, can be very easily done in less than 15 minutes in Clodura. So that's basically how you can use Clodura. There are a lot of other features. Of course, we can't cover all of them here, but hopefully we can take some questions now and see if we can answer any of the specific questions there. Abhishek, do you want to take some questions from the audience?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Kapil, first of all, for this insightful presentation. It was very informative. Now let's look at some of the questions from our participants. So Christine here has a very interesting question. She wants to know what is sales intent actually, and how do you gather the data on the intent points or for the pain points?
Yeah, so thanks, Christian. This is actually a wonderful question. So sales intent basically is our own proprietary technology for which we've already filed a patent for. So it has got a lot of backend logic that we've implemented to identify what direction the company is going in. So for about 18 million companies, we constantly gather a full digital footprint of those companies. So what their websites are saying, every page of the website, their articles, posts, blogs, their jobs, hiring posts on multiple platforms, their CXO announcements, what kind of people are they hiring, firing, what technologies are they investing in, everything. So using that, we actually generate a graph to understand which areas are they currently looking to invest in. For example, let's say 3 months ago, the CX of a company went and said that, we need to we have issues with, let's say, data hosting or data center problems. We record it and mark it and don't show it to you as yet because that's just said right now by the CXO. 2 months later, the same company got funded, and then the funding announcement, they said that we will be spending this money on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. We again read it, understand it, and record it. Nothing is shown to you as yet in the sales intent function. But then suddenly their HR wakes up one day and starts hiring, let's say, 10 people for cloud migration. Now that basically tells us that now they're acting upon it. Actually, we go back and check, do they have the money to actually implement it, which is a tick mark already made, and do they have the CXO intent to actually go through the project. This now very interestingly becomes a sales qualified lead. This actually becomes a band qualified lead because budget, authority, need, and time, all of them are validated in this lead. So every single lead that you get in Clodura is actually band qualified lead. So you can actually reach out to those contacts directly. Instead of giving it an introduction pitch, you can now go and say that, hey, I am Mr. ABC. I know that you have this problem. This is how I can solve your problem, and this is how I've done it for others. So that email actually has way better chance of getting a reply than sending a normal introductory email. That's basically what the sales intent does for you. So the idea is to give a sense of priority to the sales team so that they will know that they don't have to knock on 10,000 doors to find out which 5% will open. They can directly look at those 5% and knock with more intensity on those 5%, and then if they don't open, which is fine, then they can move on to the remaining companies. So that's basically what sales intent does. I hope I was able to answer the question.
So these basically become sales qualified leads, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yes, absolutely. This is actually sales qualified lead. And just to put, because you asked this question, typically what ZoomInfo gives is a marketing qualified lead. So Bambora, ZoomInfo, all of these guys, essentially including Apollo, they actually give a marketing qualified lead, which is essentially showing some intent on a website if they have searched for a specific topic, but they don't really have started implementing anything as such. So those leads are great, nothing wrong in it, but they are typically to be consumed by marketing guys for showing better advertisements and not to be consumed by sales guys for actual outreach. What Clodura actually gives you is to be consumed by sales guys for actual outreach.
Right. Another question we have is, can you add a team or can you add more number of users in Clodura?
Yes, absolutely. You can add multiple people. You can, when you buy a purchase plan, you can actually go ahead and add multiple users under your plan. We have a team feature as well, where you can actually see the correspondence as well. So if I just scroll here right quickly, it will show you basically what correspondence essentially that the other team is doing, and then start reaching out to those contacts accordingly. So if I go here, it's not scrolling for some reason. So if you see on the top right side, you will actually see a correspondence column, which will show you when you're reaching out to those people, how do you, which contact my team member has already reached out to, how many emails are sent, and how many contacts are basically reached out to, when was the last email sent, everything basically you will see in the correspondence column. So you can definitely go and add your team members, and you can work in tandem together, making sure that same contacts are not repeatedly reached out. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, absolutely. Very in depth. You gave the answer for that question. Another question. So this question typically has many participants have asked this question right now, which is, do we get any support after subscribing to Clodura?
Yes, absolutely. We are a company where every customer is equally important to us. We have multiple ways in which you can get support. We have a chat right here at the bottom. If you can see the screen, you can open a chat and reach out to us at any point in time. If we are not available at that specific time period, but we ensure that every single chat is answered every single day. So within a day's time, you should definitely hear back from us. But typically, you will see the answer within 10 to 15 minutes of your chat time. So we are very active on chat. You can send us an email on support@Clodura.AI. That email is also mentioned on our website. You can also book a demo with us going to our website. So if you need any specific help, if you have specific questions, you can set up a demo and we will come on a call and help you out set up. your process and your account as well. So we have all the ways possible for your support. Please use those to reach out to us, to let us know if you have any questions and queries, and we will be very happy to help you out in your process.
I think we have a little more time. Let's look at another one or two questions.
Yeah.
One question which is everyone is asking is, do we need any prerequisites before running a campaign from Clodura? Should we be worried about our domains getting hampered?
Yeah, so this is actually a very, very good question, very, very critical question. What do you need to actually run campaign from Clodura? Okay. Now, as I said, Clodura is not a mass mailing tool. We don't compete with MailChimp and HubSpot and Sendinblue and all of that. We are a cold email outreach engine. Okay. Typically, they're designed for very, very targeted, specific kind of email that you're sending to people, 100, 200, 500 a day. We don't have a limit typically. Clodura has no limit on how many emails you want to send. It is dependent upon what email ID you are configuring into the system. Now, when you're doing this, it is extremely critical to ensure that your email health is up to date. Your email server health is up to date. So if I quickly show you here, this is a very standard site that you can go to and check. It's called MX Toolbox actually. And here basically, if you go to email health, you can go ahead and search with any email account that you want. So for example, if I search here, it will show me my entire email account's health. It will show me if my DMARC setting is in place, if my server settings are in place, my MX records are in place. It is showing me here that for my own domain, we have 3 warnings here, but these are not these. I'm okay with this warning because I know my DNS setting is behind a firewall. So this is not going to happen. And warning is typically okay, but errors should be 0, absolutely 0. You should check every single time you're running a campaign. At least every once in a week, you should check if your DMARC settings are in place, if your MX records are in place, if your server is actually in a healthy state to run a campaign on. So we highly, highly recommend all our customers to check this. We also, by the way, will be showing this inside the platform now. So on Friday, I think tomorrow we'll get this new version where before running a cadence, you will see this here if your settings are misplaced. So you can actually go reach out to your IT team and get those settings in place. It does not take more than 10 minutes to make those settings. None of these are. We will tell you the steps also on how to do this, but please make sure that your email is in good, server is in good condition to constantly keep on running cadences. This is just like servicing a car. You have to keep on doing it in order to ensure that you don't have hiccups during the ride.
Kapil, can you also quickly explain the availability for the direct dial cell phone numbers on the platform?
Yes, again, very good question. So we have 2 types of cell phone numbers available on the platform. We have about 12 million cell phone numbers available in a basic plan. Any plan that you take, standard or enterprise, there are about 12 million cell phone numbers available in that plan. So when I'm searching for these contacts, I have this filter available here. So let me remove this and show you here. So if I search with direct dial's present filter here, I will directly search for contacts that are already having a cell phone number. So in this case, if I go ahead and unlock these numbers, contacts, I will also see email and phone number both coming here automatically. So these numbers are already available inside the platform itself. If you see this here, all of them have a number. Okay. Now there will be a case where you may need a number for a contact that we do not have the number for. For that specific purpose, we have partnered with about 5 to 6 different cell phone providers as well. And for that, you can actually go ahead and buy a partner credit. So for that partner credit, typically for 50 cents, that comes for the system actually goes and searches all of these 5, 6 data providers. And if any one of them has a number, only then the credit is consumed and you will get the number. If you just compare this with something which is similar, which is like Lucia. So if you go and buy a Lucia credit, only one data provider, you have to typically spend about 80 cents. So you have 5 different providers like that available for 50 cents inside Clodura because we have connections with them. So if we don't have a data phone number available in the system, you can go ahead and purchase a partner credit and go ahead and unlock those numbers as per you wish. So we have 2 kinds of phone numbers available inside the platform.
Great, fantastic. Can you also speak something about the accuracy and the frequency to update the data on the platform?
Yeah, so basically we update constantly. We have about 260 odd million contacts now, and we are constantly every day updating millions of contacts. It takes us roughly about 90 minutes, 90 days to update the full cycle of the contact. Uh, Once the contact has updated his social media profile, then in about 90 days time, the system automatically picks it up and updates it in the system. But there are a lot of cases where you will see that somebody has not updated his profile. A lot of people actually update their new jobs 3 months, 6 months later, and in that case, typically you have a high chance of getting a bounce. Now, how do you avoid that using Clodura? Is that's why we have the last mile verification embedded inside the platform. So when I'm unlocking these contacts, every single email is getting validated at runtime. So it actually makes sure that even that guy has left as I said, even if he's left a job and his email stopped working 10 minutes before your unlock, the unlock will actually show you that this email is right now not working, so don't take it. So it will show you an orange color filter here, which will show you guest, which if you hover over it, it will show you that this email is not working, so don't take it. So all those emails which are not getting validated by Clodura are already marked as guest. So if I go here quickly, let me see if I have any guest emails here. I don't have it here. Check. So all of these, see this. This is basically it. This is how it looks like. All the guest emails. So you do not have to go and validate these emails outside. Absolutely not. You do not need to do that. If you want to download the data, you can click here and you can only download the verified emails. You do not have to download guest emails. If you still want to verify this using a third-party SMTP engine, only download the verified emails. Do not download guest because we are already saying they are not validated. So third-party engine is also going to say the same thing. So there is no need to waste the credit on that. Only download the verified emails. Also keep in mind, verified emails have both catch-all and not catch-all emails. Not catch-all emails can be validated by these third-party tools, but catch-all emails can be validated by nobody. No SMTP tool can validate a catch-all email. For that, you need to actually have a data team which will actually send out manual emails and validate them. So we do that process in the backend. That is why we are confident that they are and say that they are verified. So if you upload these emails, verified emails to a third-party tool, some of them, the third-party tool may say that they are risky because they're catch-all, but that does not mean they're actually risky. They're actually verified by our team as well. So be sure, run the campaigns from Clodura. You will absolutely have no problems. Just to give you a perspective, last month, our platform ran somewhere close to about 1.01 million emails, and our average bounce rate was 5.6%, which is basically by any standard is a great number. So you will not have any issues with bounce rates. If you have issues, let us know. We will come on a call and work on specific issues, but you should not have higher bounce rates using Clodura's data. Run it through Clodura itself because Clodura gives you a lot of additional facilities of bounce tracking, why the emails are bouncing, soft bounce, hard bounce, analytics. So everything is included in the platform itself. So if you do it from here, it's much more easier and very, very beneficial for you to run a campaign.
There is one more question actually, which I also usually face while giving the demos, which is, can a user request for any customizations in the platform? Like in terms of adding a pain point into the intent or adding a specific product to be searched for in the technology parameters?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So as I said, this is actually completely customizable. So if you find that, okay, your specific intent is not there in the platform, let us know and we will give it to our engineering team. Of course, they have to evaluate the possibility of it, but they can actually go ahead and very easily add, intents and products. Product typically takes maybe a day or so to just add, as long as we get the signals for it. So we have a fully flexible engine. You can just let us know what you want, throw it at us, and we will worry about how to provide it to you. So whatever features you need, whatever requests you have, you think if they're not being met, just let us know. Use the chat support, use email support, send out an email to us. I am active on LinkedIn. You can reach out to me anytime you want. Just let us know what problem you have, and we'll be there to help you out.
Great, fantastic. Also to add here, you can also integrate Clodura with all the major CRMs, so that you can push all your data from Clodura to your CRM.
Yes, actually a very good point. So we have already CRM integrations available. We have 6 major CRMs already integrated. I think Microsoft Dynamics probably will come by tomorrow as well. So we have 7 major CRMs already integrated in the system. You can go ahead and configure any of these. If you don't have a CRM that you are using in this, you can of course download the data and upload it to the CRM very easily. So everything basically is seamlessly connected. Your email and cadence is also are automatically synced. So if you go look at your email setup page here, there is a place where you can add a default BCC. So this default BCC address is given by your CRM, whichever CRM you're using. The standard CRMs always give a default BCC. If you just add that BCC address here, all your emails run from Clodura are automatically synced in your CRM. So you don't have to do anything to actually go and sync email addresses, emails to your CRM account. They're automatically synced.
Now let's take a very important question, which I think everybody will have. Can you really unlock unlimited contacts, and what are the pricing options that we have?
Yeah, so this is basically why we wanted to build this platform in the first place. I myself I have been a very big user of other platforms before I started this, and I hated having limits. I do not want to run a marathon with both my hands tied behind my back. My constant worry is, are we consuming credits? What if I consume all the credits, and what do I do after that? So we did not want to have that problem with our customers as well. So you can absolutely go and unlock as many email IDs you want. Both standard and enterprise plans that we have, starter enterprise plans, will support unlimited contacts and emails that you want to unlock. We have some FUP limit just to ensure that somebody's not hogging all the bandwidth and other users are suffering because of it. But other than that, you should have no problems at all in unlocking as many emails as you want, as many times as you want, run as many cadence as you want. We have zero limit on anything. Absolutely. So it is complete unlimited access on both our plans.
So this is actually getting very interesting, but unfortunately, due to the limited time, we may have to stop the QA. But we also have Facebook group actually created.
Yeah,
people can go and join that group. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel on YouTube. Will be or also people have been asking, will they get any access to the recording also of this platform?
yes.
Recording of this webinar. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. We'll be sharing the recording of this webinar as well. I just want to also show the giveaway that we had promised in the beginning. So we are very happy to actually announce all the attendees today actually get a 50% discount coupon code. Using this code, you can actually go and subscribe to any of our plans, both starter and enterprise plans, and you'll get 3 months 50% discount just to give it a try. Once you subscribe, do let us know if you have any questions, concerns. We are all here to help you out immediately. Okay, so use this code. This is only available and valid till tomorrow end of the day, so until 31st March end of the day. So as many of you can go ahead and use it, please go ahead and use it. Subscribe to the plan and let us know if you have any questions. We have groups available here. You can follow us on any of these platforms. We have a Facebook community group as well, where a lot of users are asking questions, and we are helping them out as well. Plus, of course, we have support available to all of you. So I hope this session was helpful to all of you. I hope you were able to add value. We will be conducting more such sessions going forward for sure, looking at the response that we got today. And I hope we were able to add value to your time. So thank you so much for attending this session. Thank you, Abhishek, for your time. For hosting this webinar with us, and I hope to see you all at the other end and help you in your lead gen process. Thank you so much.
Thank you all of you. Thank you, Kapil.
Thank you. By the way, we will be sharing the coupon code on an email as well. So you don't have to write this down. We will share it on an email. Thank you all.